And so, I thought about it. And back then, what I used to do is we used to walk to the bank every Friday. My mom couldn't drive at the time, and so she would gather me and my brothers and my sister, and we would walk to the bank. But you know what we passed on the way to a bank? A bike shop. And you know what I started to do? I told Mom, hey, let's go in and look at the bikes. And she'd tell me, she says, we can't afford one this year. I said, yeah, but let's go in and look at the bikes. So we went into the bike shop, and there it was. It was a bike. It had big, tall handlebars, and it had a blue banana seat. That was the bike that I needed to have. And so I kept doing it. And every time we would go, I would tell my mom, let's stop in and look at the bike, see if it's still there. And she would tell me, she said, Rob, he said, you're not going to get that bike. Don't worry about it. And so, summer kind of went. And you know what? Soon Christmas was there. And I kind of hoped that I would get a bike. And one day, a couple weeks before Christmas, I saw my mom and Dad take this big box that looked like it might be a bike. And they took it and they put it in their rooms. And the rule was, after Thanksgiving, you didn't go into Mom and Dad's room. But you know what? I saw that box and I kind of resisted it for a few days. But one day when Mom and Dad was gone, you know what I did? I went in and peeked. And at first, I saw that bike and, man, I was happy. But then, you know what? I started to feel kind of guilty about it. Because I wasn't supposed to be in their room. And I peeked and I saw the bike. And you know how happy you would think that I would be with a bike? All of a sudden, I wasn't happy anymore. And so I felt real bad about it. Was I going to tell my mom and dad? We should, right? We should tell Mom and Dad. But see, I did something wrong, and I didn't want to tell them. But it bothered me all week long. And soon, Christmas Eve came. And we always went to church on Christmas Eve. But when I went to church, I still wasn't feeling real good. I didn't feel like being there because I did something wrong. But as I was listening to what we were saying, as I was listening to what the preacher was saying that night, you know what I did? I heard the same thing that you heard read tonight. I heard him tell about the shepherds out in the field and how they were out there in the middle taking care of their sheep. And there was an angel that came to them. An angel a lot like what we're going to see here in a few minutes. And he came to the shepherds and he says, I have good news of great joy. I got thinking about that. So I wonder what that might be. And as the preacher kept talking about it, he said, well, that's why Jesus came on Christmas. Because all of us do things wrong. How many of us do things wrong? We've talked about this in chapel, haven't we? How many of us do things wrong? Well, you got to see how many mommies and daddies have their hands up out there too. But you know what? That's why Jesus came. He came as a little baby in the manger. The story you're going to tell us about here in just a minute, in order to take that sin away. And you know what? That night I figured out what joy was all about. It wasn't just about being happy about having the bike. It wasn't just about having what I wanted. But you know what? When I looked in my mom and dad's eyes and I saw how happy and how joyful they were just to give me something that I wanted, that's what made my heart feel good. And you know what? That's what will make your heart feel good. In fact, on Christmas Day, when you receive all those presents and all that, I want you to look at your mom and dad, and I want you to see how happy they are when you open your presents. Because I bet they're more excited than you are sometimes. You know why? Because they loved you just like Jesus loves you. And that's what joy is all about. That's why we can be happy in our heart all year long. And so that's a neat story. And I'm glad that I've been able to share that with you tonight. And I hope and I look forward to you all sharing with me and with the rest of those that are sitting out here the story of Jesus. Are you guys ready to do that? Are you ready? You know, when the cowboy's happy, what does he say? Yee-haw! Right? That's right, just like we learn in chapel. So that's what the story of Jesus does. It makes our heart feel happy. Well, it was nice being with you guys here tonight and that. I hope that you all enjoy the presentation tonight, and we shall see you all later, okay? All right, you ready to go? Everyone ready? Everyone ready? All right, let's go.